So what is going on, guys, and welcome back to episode number 88 of our Portsmouth career modes, and we are going to be kicking off this episode with a home game at Fratton Park up against Liverpool, and we have got our first team line out available for this one, so we're desperate to try and pick up all 3 points in this game as we're still trying to secure our Champions League spot for next season. I don't think winning the title is going to be realistic now because Chelsea have currently got a 6-point gap over us and there's only 12 points left for grabs, so I'm not sure whether we're going to be able to achieve it. It's still possible, but it's going to be a big ask. Play the ball through to Kingsley Coman. Kingsley Coman has got the ball instead of Yannick Boca. Boca cuts back inside. Kingsley Coman, I should say, cuts back inside. Surely Kingsley's going to find the back of the net. His power shot finds a crossbar. It comes back to Kingsley Coman, and his second attempt also goes wide of the post. How close is Kingsley Coman going to come in this game to open the scoreline? Liverpool have a good chance for themselves. Jordan Henderson coming back inside. He goes for the strike, and Shiplock just about making the save low down to his right hand side. But we are going to make some substitutions now. We're going to take Bergwijn off and we're going to bring Kishner on. We're going to bring Martinez on the right instead of Bakali, and at Cam we will be bringing on Ryan Gold. Let's see how them 3 players can do. We squeeze the ball through to Fricks and Martinez. Martinez gets taken out, but that could be a good thing because we do know Kingsley Coman is a specialist from these quarter positions. He hits it, it gets up and under. Bogdan makes a wonderful save, and I think that might just be the end of the game there because we've really struggled to create clear-cut opportunities. Or might have one more here. Kishner squeezes it through to Martinez. Martinez back inside on his left boot. Martinez goes for goal, and once again Bogdan, a really good save from him. However, Martinez winning the ball back for us down the left-hand side. Alves, our right back, is the furthest player at the pitch. Squeezing it back to Martinez. Martinez with a good ball in the box. Bogdan comes out and he gets a good punch on it. And that is it for the game. We end up drawing the game 0-0. Not the most interesting of games, but a point is a point. And I suppose it's not the best of points, but I'm still quite pleased with that. Shiplock is my man of the match as he did play quite well, making a good save towards the end of the game at his near post, which he normally, in all honesty, concedes from there. But now from the player training, Fricks and Martinez does now hit a 78 rating, and also Boca's so very close to going up to his 82 as well now. But Martinez, I've been really impressed with. I thought he was an understatement to Bailey, but he's not now. He's, for me, far better than Bailey. So we've now got a game up against Southampton, but I am in fact going to sim this one because Southampton are a team that are near the bottom of the table, and they have just previously lost their previous 3 games, and they lost 5-1 against Manchester United, but we get an early lead there through Boca, and we end up winning the game 2-1 for us as Boca picks up 2, which is a fantastic result. And I don't actually know why I simmed that. They're our arch rivals, but just a little bit of bad news there is Hachin Mastor is going to be out for the rest of the season as he picks up a 6-week injury of a torn calf muscle, and also Ruben Loftus-Cheek is out of the next match as he did pick up a yellow card. But I can't believe I simmed that. I've simmed a game that we were in fact against our arch rivals. I don't know what I was thinking. But now Yannick Boca does hit the next rating, as Yannick Boca is now an 82 rated striker, as he is now starting to hit the peaks of what Didier Drogba was. So we're now going to move into the second game of the episode, which is going to be a very difficult game up against Manchester United. But we have been secured a Champions League spot now, so we are going to play this game against Manchester United. Then we're going to sim the last game up against Bournemouth. So we're going to see how we get on in this one, as I want to be playing this one because they completely annihilated Southampton in the previous game as they beat them 5-1, and then we went ahead and beat Southampton 2-1 as well away from home at the I don't know what their stadium's called anyway. But we've made 3 substitutions for this game. Dahoud's going to be playing at CDM. Martinez is playing at Cam, as Fricks and Martinez that is, as I want to give him a little bit of playing time now towards the last few games of the season. And also Kishner will be playing on the left because Bergwijn's form has been atrocious of late. Yannick Boca taking on his man, using his sheer pace, cuts back inside past Smalling. He goes for goal and he's hit the inside of the post. Yannick Boca inches away from scoring a wonderful goal there as he's just hit the next rating. But the post comes to Manchester United's rescue. If it wasn't for the post, we would be 1-0 up. A really good chance for Manchester United. They play the ball through to Enner Valencia, through to Rooney. Rooney back to Valencia, and Enner Valencia has found the back of the net, and we find ourselves 1-0 down at Fratton Park. just 5 minutes before the half-time break. Very disappointing defending by us, and I can't wait to bring in the new centre-back, Jason Denier, from Manchester City when we do bring him in, because our centre-backs are all over the place. We squeeze the ball through to Fricks and Martinez. Martinez taking on Schweinsteiger, cuts inside with a scoop turn, goes for goal, and forces De Gea into a wonderful save. So Fricks and Martinez, that's the reason why the side's playing McCann, because he can produce moments like that. Another decent chance for Manchester United. And once again, our defenders are all over the shop. Colombi, I don't even know who he is, but scores the goal for Manchester United there. I see there, Memphis Depay down the right-hand side, plays the ball inside, they have a shot, they get another good chance, and Amat, what are you doing? Manchester United with another lovely chance. Memphis Depay is through one-on-one with the goalkeeper. I don't know why he stopped his run, but Alves is allowed to get back in time to snap up the danger. But we got a really good chance here as we try and squeeze the ball through from Fricks and Martinez through to Kishner. Kishner eventually does get the ball. He cuts back inside, squeezing it through to Kingsley Coman. Surely Coman's going to get there. He does, but De Gea manages to hold on to the ball. Kingsley Coman cutting inside from the left-hand side, playing it through to Yannick Bocca. Bocca on his left boot, and Bocca gets ourselves a consolation goal with a wonderful strike right into the top-hand corner. Nothing De Gea could do about that one. Kingsley Coman the provider, and what about this for a strike from Yannick Bocca? There's no saving that. Maybe we got a chance here as we squeeze the ball through to Dahoud. Dahoud is through, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He cuts back inside. Can Dahoud find the back of the net? He can't, because David De Gea pulls off a wonderful fingertip save. Have we squeezed the ball through to Leon Bailey, who's just come on the pitch. Bailey to cut back inside past Luke Shaw. And Bailey, the one task he has in the game, he fails at, but he's still got the ball. Squeezing it through to Alves. Alves is on the ball. Alves has still got it. I don't know what's happening. The referee, amongst all of that, blows the final whistle. And the game finishes. Portsmouth 1, Manchester United 2. Yannick Bocca is my man of the match. He scored a fantastic goal for us and nearly scored a goal earlier on in the first half as well. But unfortunately, we couldn't finish the season on a high by beating Manchester United. But we've still got one game remaining, which is against Bournemouth, which we are in fact going to go ahead and sim. So we're now going to go ahead and sim the last game of the season, which is going to be at home up against Bournemouth. They've lost 2 games and drawn against Chelsea, so they haven't been on that bad a run, but we end up beating them anyway. Bakali and Bailey picking up the goals for us. No injuries, which is always good news for us, and we wrap up the season. But before we wrap up the season, we have got some more player training, which we are going to keep the same players on, because basically these are the most important players, and thank God for that. Coman has eventually hit the 80 rating. It's taken his time, but he's eventually done it. So as you see there, we get given 20 million euros for the competition of the Barclays Premier League, and we've got some player contracts expiring as well. We've got Paul Jones, which we're not going to be offering a new one for. Danny Prestes will offer a new contract. He wants 10,000, which we will go ahead and give him, and we will give him a 4-year deal. And also Coatzee, we're not going to give him a 15,000 increase, that's for sure. And apart from that, Field's already departing the club. That's it. We're not going to be looking at spending any more money. That should be it for the season now. Once again, we've got some more player training. I think, do we keep the same players? I don't know whether we're supposed to keep Bocca and Coman on, or do we take them off and put some other players on, hopefully try and get other players to grow. But then I always want to keep players on that are growing. So considering that Bocca and the other players like Martinez are all growing while on training, there's no point taking them out. So we got some really bad news as Ricardo Alves, our right back, says he's totally adamant now. I want you to sell me as soon as possible. I want to go on the transfer list. That's really bad news for us, as he's a player that we brought into our club from the youth academy, and we managed to bring him up from like a 50-something rating to nearly an 80 rating, which is very disappointing that he wants to leave, considering everything we've done for him at the club. But we've got some good news there, as Martinez has now hit a 79 rating, so even if we don't use him next season, we will be able to offload him and get a lot of money for him. So we've now got the European Championship. So we are going to go ahead and sim our first European Championship game, which is going to be up against Ireland. So in theory, we should win this one, and we do. Van der Veel, Willems, Depay and Promes all picking up the goals for us. So a 4-0 win is a very promising start for us. So we've now got our second game of the European Championship. So we're going to put it out exactly the same side up against the Czech Republic. So they currently lost 2-0 against France. So we should win this one. Yes, we do. Robben scoring a very late goal for us in the 89th minute to win us the game 2-1. So that's 6 points at 6 now. So we have now, however, got the final game of the European Championships, which will determine who's going to finish first or second in the group. It's going to be Netherlands up against France. France beat Czech Republic 2-0 and beat Ireland 2-0, and then draw with us 1-1. Pogba scoring the goal for them and De Guzman scoring it for us. So we go through top of the group, which is fantastic news for us. As you can see there, we must have had a better goal difference. So that is in fact it for the season. Season 2020 is now over. We end up qualifying for the Champions League. We end up pretty much topping our group with the Netherlands, beating both Czech Republic, Ireland and drawing with France. And now we're going to progress into the season of 2021. But before that, we got some emails from the board. They're saying it's a super season. They're really happy of what we've done. In the team's performance in the Champions Cup was not as we hoped. You've got to be kidding me. How is it not as we hoped? We got to the quarter-final and got knocked out by Barcelona. What else do you want? And the domestic cup, they said we hope for better from us in the domestic cup. So are we going to get sacked? It could be a possibility, but I don't think we will do. But that will be it for this episode of Career Mode. If you did enjoy it, please make sure to hit the like button down below, as it will be very much appreciated. And don't forget, if you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with all my latest videos and Career Modes. And make sure you come back very soon for the next episode of the Portsmouth Career Mode to see 2021 season. Thank you. Bye-bye.